What's up guys, Coach David Morley here. I'm coming at you from France. We are currently in a little suburb called Rungis, I think it's called. My pronunciation is probably wrong, as with most French words. Sorry I haven't put anything up for a while. It's been crazy. I didn't anticipate having such bad Wi-Fi connection as we're moving around different towns for camps. So just to get you guys up to speed with what's been going on, we're currently just about to go into our last day of the third camp while we're out here. First week we were in Dijon. I had a great camp. We had a younger group in the morning and then an older group in the afternoon, which was awesome. It allowed us to differentiate the drills that we were doing to suit the kids' skill level. It was also our first opportunity to put into practice things we learned on our Pro FTS trainer course when we first arrived in Paris. Seems like a long time ago now, even though it was only 4 weeks ago. So these bands, they're really interesting. Getting some awesome results for the kids, some really good feedback, which is always nice. So that was Dijon. We ended up getting invited out on the Friday by some of the guys from the club. Treated us to a couple of drinks in town, got to do a bit of sightseeing around a cathedral, probably the city hall. But for a lot of the American guys, this stuff's crazy, like the architecture going back hundreds of years, all these old, huge stone buildings, all the gargoyles on roofs and stuff like that. Yeah, it's quite fresh for me to see guys who it's their first time in Europe, and especially their first time in France, them getting excited about all the little differences here compared to America. Just reminds me of how different life is here compared to the UK, compared to America, and even compared to Australia, just how old things are, which is really different but really awesome at the same time. Week 2, we were down south of Paris, running a camp for a club called St. Chimon or Chimon, something like that. That was cool. We had 37 kids all day for the 5 days during the week. Really nice to be able to spend all that time with this group of kids, helping them improve, helping them get better. I can honestly say every kid that attended that camp improved, which is a huge thing as a coach when you've got that many kids on a camp. Just to make sure that you're facilitating the needs of all of the children that are there at the camp, making sure that everybody's getting better. I know us as coaches, I mean, on the first 2 weeks, it's been me, Barry and Tyler. It's great to see those two guys growing as coaches as we move forward, getting more confident in running drills, learning new drills, and learning how to use these bands as well. But those bands, that's a whole nother story. That's a definite exciting next chapter in what is going to be coming up for Lights Out Basketball in the future. When I get back to Australia, I've got a lot of work to do in terms of incorporating these new training methods to help players get even better than they already are and improve the service that I'm delivering. Now, week 3, we're at another camp with some of the guys that play for the Frenchy Phenoms, which is a number of different age groups, but basically Frenchy Associate have their touring team that travel around France and are one of the best touring teams in the country. I think the long-term plan is to eventually have guys going over to the US to take part in AAU tournaments and travel around and experience basketball in America. I know it's been a big shock for a lot of the American coaches coming across and seeing some of these younger kids. Their expectations were probably too high coming in terms of the skill level of a lot of these players that we're coming in contact with, just because of what they're used to in America. The skill level of 14 and 15-year-olds and what they're able to do as what is expected for them to be able to do is completely different to how it is here. I mean, we're coming across kids that are 14, 15 years old, and we're having to go back to basics, teaching them how to correctly do layups, correcting shooting forms. With some of them, how to do dribble moves. So it's definitely been a culture shock for them, and for me, to be fair, I was expecting a higher skill level out of some of the kids that we have at these camps, just based on my past experience. But it is what it is. You have to adapt on the fly, make sure that you're facilitating all the players and making sure everybody's getting better, which we are doing. So that's been pretty cool. So in general, the camps have ran pretty smoothly. I've been pretty much running the camps as if they were mine, in terms of the day-to-day, the activities, organising the coaches, making sure we're hitting the mark in terms of what we're meant to be delivering for all of the players. So that's been quite nice to be running these camps. Well, my camp anyway. This week we've got a fourth coach with us, Kevin. So he's a cool guy from New York. There's 4 New York ballers out here that have a ton of experience, and it's really interesting to learn from them through their college D1 experience. And a couple of the guys I'm with have played pro in Europe already. So yeah, learning heaps. So much to do still. We played a couple of little exhibition games. We played last Friday night in northern Paris against a team of, I think they were National Division 3 players, just a group of guys that got together to play us. And that was good. The pace was fast, based on the fact that I was on a team with a bunch of Americans that played D1, D2 college. So their skill level is really impressive. They could a lot, and most of these guys are looking at picking up contracts while we're out here. I'm actually on my own in the apartment tonight. The other 3 guys have gone off to a workout with another team about 45 minutes away from here, which is awesome for them. I'm looking forward to hearing how it goes when they get back, if I'm not asleep by the time they get back, because it's already 9:30 at night and I have no idea what time they'll be getting back here later. And I'm going to take advantage of having a free house and just get an early bedtime, which has been a struggle recently. It's been 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning before we're going to bed, and then up again at 7. So yeah, but besides that, things are awesome here in France. I've got some amazing opportunities coming up, in a very nice and rare situation where the guys that I've come in contact with in terms of the trainers, Arnold from Pro FTS training, and Arthur who runs Frenchy Associate, they're currently putting together a proposal for me in terms of some sort of collaboration, working together, being able to bring the Pro FTS training to Australia, and having that incorporated of parts of Lights Out basketball. So that's an amazing opportunity in itself. And once I know more, I'm going to jump back on and I'll give you guys a full update of this entire new training system, because it's changed a lot of my thoughts around strengthening athletes, especially basketball players. But the nice thing about all of this is it can be applied to athletes of any sport. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Make sure you're keeping up to date on the YouTube channel, on Instagram and Facebook, because I'm managing to get some highlights and little clips of what's going on at camp up on there. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube, you head over to Instagram, make sure you're following us at Lights Out Beeble, and same on Facebook. And until next time, guys, Coach out.